Welcome back to the lunch table, food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz. Make sure you hit that subscribe button at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. We're also on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube, and the beloved iHeartRadio app. Shout out to my workplace, man. My next guest, he is an entrepreneur of sorts. He's also an A&R. I literally right now just found out he's in charge of a studio over at Dash Radio.
Yeah.
He is the DJ for Smokepurpp, Rich Brian, and Sushi Trash, a.k.a. Joji. He goes by the name of Don Krez. What's poppin', bro?
What's good, Brody?
Go to the mic really quick, man. People want to hear your voice.
What's good, y'all? What's good? Thank you for having me, by the way.
Yeah, bro. You have a lot of stuff on your plate. I was actually watching a couple interviews of you just on YouTube. You know, I think it was like a no jumper interview and also like an elevated interview. And I'm like, wow, like this guy is a lot more than what his Instagram profile suggests.
Yeah. Because I don't like posting, like, I'm not the type of person to be posting stuff like, oh, I'm doing this, I did this, or I'm doing that. I just let my work speak for itself. And people in the industry already know, like, every artist out there knows. I'd rather get respect like that, and then little by little, you know, maybe one day just...
Well, yeah, I mean, the masses will follow, man. But getting respect from people within the music industry, a.k.a. your peers, is a really tough thing to do because there's so many people trying to be in the music industry.
Yeah. And it's crazy because when I think about it, like, they're all my friends. You know, everybody, and they've always came to me to help them out, and I've cut deals with them. Like, I'm a deal maker. Like, I don't know. Like, you could put me to close a deal for Target, and I'll close a deal for Target, you know?
Have you ever done that?
Nah, but I'm just saying, I've done other stuff that has nothing to do with the industry, and I close deals, like construction shit.
Yeah.
Close it. Put me anywhere, and I'll make some shit happen.
So what kind of deals have you constructed and formulated and put together?
Whew.
He's like, man, I just did one last night.
Damn. A bunch, man. I just, basically the deals that I was doing is like trying to get the whole South Florida on.
Yeah.
When that first started, I was booking the tours by myself. Like, I would pay for the deposit for the venues, and then have the ticket sales go on Ticket Fly or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And we'll be selling out independently. Close that, take them to New York, talk to the labels, and the deals were just closing. It's just crazy. It's crazy to think about shit like that.
Well, yeah, because nowadays an artist looks to have some sort of figure like that to create situations for them like that. Because, you know, even for me, like, we've thrown events in Long Beach and in San Francisco, and I'm just like, damn, this is a whole ass job.
It definitely is. And now imagine taking care of 20 people. Me, I can't even take care of myself on tour.
You're busy taking care of other people.
So yeah, that's what started. I used to just book all the tours independently and get the money at the door, get all the merch money. Mm-hmm. That's how I found Suicide Boys and Peep and all them. Like, and then just booked them tours, and they were selling it out by themselves off Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah. In a sense, do you feel like you were a little bit lucky because you were able to connect yourself with people like the Suicide Boys or Peep at that time? Because
I feel not lucky. I feel blessed because they came at such a perfect time in my life. You know, like, I needed angels. I needed inspiration. Yeah. So they're like angels to me. Like, they came at a perfect time. You know, I was going through shit, and I had this formula that I created, and I has such a strong feeling that it was gonna work.
Do you still go by that same formula today?
No, you gotta evolve. You know, shit changes, so you gotta maneuver differently. You know, do different stuff. It's still kind of the same thing. You know, it's like, let's say negative, positive, and neutral. Like 3 different things. It's the same shit. Like, you're gonna have the negative shit, the neutral shit, and the positive shit.
Yeah.
So it's a formula you just gotta create, and you always gotta, like, basically what I used to do is just write it down in a journal, and write all my ideas down in a journal, break it all down, and just see everything that I gotta do. Oh shit, my bad. Just see everything I gotta do and make shit happen. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Isn't it crazy how you can manifest things?
Yeah, law of attraction.
Yeah.
It's real. Like, I mean, not everybody's supposed to. People don't get it, you know. People. it's cool to wake up to have a 9 to 5 and go to college and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see it, for me, I always knew that. I thought it was normal. I thought everybody knew that. As a kid growing up, I'll be like, oh, everything I think of happened. So why aren't you doing that?
Oh, wow.
I thought it was normal.
That's crazy.
And then I get to high school and all that, and I'm like,
you find out you're the only person
yeah,
doing that.
I'm the only person that's
Wow.
like speaking into existence.
Yeah.
So I've always believed in that, and I didn't know it was called law of attraction. I would always tell everybody's energy like, yeah, you can do it.
Man, you were just like, man, I'm writing shit down, and this shit's just happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You write it down, break it down into pieces, like break every single thing down, and then you got yourself a nice little formula going.
Well, I think a part of it, and the reason why certain things don't manifest, is because when we have an idea in our head, it's extremely hard for us to articulate those ideas. But if we have a piece of paper or a chalkboard or whatever that device is, right? If you actually have your plan laid out, you're able to look at things, analyze it, and be like, okay, well, this is what I need to do.
Exactly.
This is how I can improve it, and this is what it's going to have to take in order to accomplish all these
Exactly.
goals.
Exactly. Like, for example, let's say you want to go buy a car, right?
Okay.
You're looking at the BMW. It's right there in the dealership.
Yeah.
It's possible. You see yourself riding it. You're like, damn, I want that car. Now figure out how the fuck you're going to get that car.
Mm-hmm.
If you write it all down, get a job. Work 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Get a down payment.
Figure out how much you need to save.
How much you need. Whatever you need. Talk to people. Get advice on how to purchase a car. All that. It's really there. The car is right there. Now you got to figure out how to get it.
Yeah.
And if you write it all down, break it down, that's how it is.
So, at a young age, who is the person who is teaching you how to do all these things, or do you just figure it out on your own?
I figured it out because I don't know. It was just something in me. Like I figured it out because I used to promote like in clubs. I used to throw parties and book
in
DJs.
South Florida.
Yeah, in South Florida when I was growing up in high school. So I was throwing house parties. I was throwing at club events, booking artists and all that. So I was just sitting down, and that was when I was working with Simi, Raider Clan.
Yeah.
So I'm there, and I'm like, okay, you got a following, right? So let me call venue over there, book you, we fly. Same shit. It's like promoting. And I did that. We did one show in LA, sold out. That was amazing. And then I just sat down for like 2 months calling venues like, yo, how much? Booked
Wow.
I booked an 18-city tour for Puya. It was like Puya, Fat Nick, Germ, Rob Banks, and Sir Mikey Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And we sold out 16 cities out of 18.
That's crazy.
So, and same thing with the Suicide Boys we did. But it was all independent shit.
Yeah.
That's how I knew. I knew exactly how to do it. That's when the whole independent South Florida came out. Because then people started seeing that we could do that.
So in a sense, you're one of the gatekeepers for South Florida then. I would have to say, based off what you're telling me.
I guess. Yeah. No, but a lot of people played big roles. But I know everybody looks up to me like as a bigger brother or as an uncle. And it's crazy because the new generation of artists right now, they do their research. They're all inspired by what we've created, the path we've done. And it's just awesome to see them come to me when they need help and advice, and I help them out like I tell.
Well, I think what's cool is that you and your team were able to create the blueprint, because nowadays the way artists do make money is off the touring, is off the merchandise, is off selling out 16 cities in a row.
Yeah, but the difference between nowadays and back in the days, we were making all the money, 100% off the door, 100% of merch. Now, if you're in a label and they're booking you 10% agency, 20% management, shit like that.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
So you guys are like the true essence of what an independent, artist or company is supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
Because you guys only have to worry about the splits amongst yourselves.
Exactly.
Got you.
I mean, but everybody, some people need to get signed to make it happen for that extra push. some people don't need to get signed to get the extra push.
What do you think that differentiating factor is between somebody who needs to get signed for that push versus somebody who doesn't need to get signed to get that push?
The difference is, let's say one person's very talented, they got good music and all that, but they don't got a structure or a team, or they don't understand anything, or they need different platforms to make it, to go crazy, you know? And then there's other artists that have cult followings, and they kind of understand how to manage themselves. Like, they're their own an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Like, they just understand it. I'm not saying signing is bad. People should sign now because the platforms they give you is crazy. They could blow you up here and there. But and the people that don't need to get signed are the people that have cult followings. You know, Puya hasn't been signed, and he's selling out 2,000 people. He's doing 1,000 to 2,500 people.
Damn.
You know, independently.
Shout out to Puya, man.
Yeah.
You know, also speaking of South Florida, I think it was just the other day we actually just reached the 1 year mark for, you know, rest in peace XXXTentacion.
Yeah,
what was your relationship like with him?
Oh man, it was crazy. Well, I used to live with him and Ski. I brought them into okay, this is how it started. I saw that he released a song with Denzel's the one that put him up, like brought him out to the whole scene and shit. So basically, I booked a Suicide Boy store, Southside Suicide, and then I had told Mikey to bring X. I wanted Ski and X, but I forgot what happened with Ski. So then Krez and X came.
Okay.
And then they were there, and I would just, me and him would just talk. I'm like, bro, you're a rock star. Like, everything he did was just different.
Yeah.
You know? And me and him I could vibe with him. I could talk to him. We have a different level of respect for each other. And it was a beautiful relationship, you know? Like, I saw him a week before he passed, and then I saw him in the airport, and he was just like, yo, thank you for everything, this and that. Like, I'm like, yeah, I got you, bro. And, yeah.
So where were you when the news struck last year?
I was in my room, and then they woke me up, and it was crazy. And then Ski came that same night to my apartment. We were just, like, talking the whole night.
Yeah.
No, because we shared good moments. Like, we were living together. Basically...
How long were you guys living together for?
For, like, 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
In Miami. A minute. Yeah, in Miami at a porn house.
You know, during one of your interviews, I saw that you were actually friends with Abella Danger, too.
I went to high school with her.
Yeah. Were y'all staying at her house?
No. She was staying with me. She got kicked out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so basically...
So then whose house were you staying at?
Oh, no. This is before we went... Before porn and all that. So basically, me and Abella go back. She went to my same high school, G. Holmes Braddock. She was one of my good friends.
Yeah.
And, she got kicked out of her house, so I took her in, and then we started living at that porn house together. So she did... Oh, crazy story. The only reason why we booked the whole tour, I was broke. I didn't have money. She was doing porn. She's like, yo, I believe in you guys, so my first checks, I'm going to give it to you guys. So she's the one that loaned me the money to give the deposits for the venue.
That's where you got the money from. Because I was over here wondering, how'd this guy pay for all these venues?
I got it from her.
Hey, shout out to Abella Danger, man.
That's my
you know,
that's my baby girl.
Crazy videos.
Yeah. she's a great human being.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Now I don't know if this might be a TMI question. You can elect to not answer this or not. But then how do you feel about seeing somebody who you're like really close to doing porn? Like, have you watched any of these?
I don't watch it.
Okay.
It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
You know, you do. Everybody in life, you know, you have the option to do whatever the fuck you want. You know, if that's what she wants to do and she loves it and she's getting money and she's, you know, if you love doing that, I'm not gonna break down your hustle.
Amen.
I'm not that type of person. Like,
amen.
She said she wanted to do it. I'm like, are you sure? Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll help you out. I'm here for you.
You helped her out.
Yeah, like I used to take her to her porn shoots and
Whoa.
and then to the strip clubs and.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I see it though, man, because I could tell you're a very genuine guy. So, and I think it's all karma in good return, seeing as how you were able to help her, pursue her dreams. And then she sees something in you when you're rocking it with like X and the Suicide Boys and all them. She said, hey, like, in a sense, it's kind of like, well, you helped me back then. I'm going to help you out now.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like a mutual thing.
Yeah.
Like, we had each other's back regardless. She was with me. We lived together for like a year and a half.
Wow.
Like, we were going through a big journey together. Like, it was pretty crazy. And on the airplane ride to LA, when me and her, because she wanted to move. So she's like, come with me and I'll take care of you and let's do this whole thing. I'm like, let's go. We're in the airplane and I tell her, I'm like, you're going to win you Scarlet of the Year. Like the best, the avian. And she won it that year.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to her, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to you for manifesting that once again.
Yeah. No, it's real, bro. It's real. Manifestation is real. Be good to the world. Help out people. Give advice, like sometimes people need it. Quick story. I was in the airport in Chicago, and a worker knew who I was, so he came and helped me out. And then I just felt that I felt his energy that he was not right. Like, I felt like he was depressed or sad. I don't know.
Kind of like his demeanor? He was a little bit more shriveled up and all that?
I don't know. I just felt something.
Okay.
I don't know the kid, but... And then I asked him, I'm like, you good, bro? Are you okay? He's like, I'm 22 and I don't know, I don't know what to do, this and that. I'm like, look, listen, you're 22, you're young. What you got to do is save your goddamn money right now, buy yourself a house, invest. From there, you have a property under your name, right?
Yeah.
Like, just because people at that age wouldn't think about it. Like, I just told him invest in a house because all you need is 30 grand, and if that's your first house, then the government helps you out with a loan. So I'm like, think differently. I'm like, look, everybody around here, like, that's just an example. He doesn't have to go do that, but do something that's different because people around him, I'm like, look everywhere. No one's thinking about their future or years from now. They're thinking about that week to get paid. So I'm like, for you, why don't you just sit down, save your money, budget yourself. A year from now, you have enough money to get a property. From there, invest in something else. Keep doing it. And like,
let me ask you this: Did you graduate high school or go to college?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you figure all this out?
I just been knowing. Like, I knew. I wasn't surprised when all this happened, cause I just knew. I would be in school and I call this tunnel vision. So like, I'll go into this vision. I'll feel it. I'll see it, and it'll happen. And I just knew. I don't know. It was something I knew. I don't know.
Hey, man. Look, I'm going to need you to write everything down on a piece of paper for me right now. Let's see what we can come up with.
I'm actually writing a book called I Once Told You.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay, what's that about?
It's about, like, my life and certain quotes I'm going to put there, certain situations that I've been through. And, how... Not how I predicted, but how I'd made things happen. Like, I'm going to explain to people how anything is possible. Like,
yeah.
You could really do it. It's easy. Not easy. You just got to, think smart. If you want to work hard, you can work hard. But if you're smart and you know how to play your role, that's it. You're good.
Yeah.
And use energy, positive energy. Surround yourself around a good support group. Just don't have a plan B. Because as soon as you have a plan B, you're preparing for failure.
Gotcha.
You have plan A, and if you have plan B, you're already opening up the doors, manifesting a plan B.
Wow. I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
That's an extremely interesting way of thinking because I've had so many people on this podcast who have seen music as a plan A, but then they dump their plan B, whether it be being in the medical field, for example, or people who, me being Filipino, all parents really want.
Been there.
You know what I mean? Doctor, lawyer, and all that shit, right? And I think for me, the second I've seen these people forfeit anything outside of music is the second that they start picking everything up and everything just starts working in their favor.
Yeah, exactly. Because my bad.
You're good, bro. long night Don Krez had last night.
I was in the studio with Smokepurpp. We were recording a song, crazy ass song, Wiz Khalifa Perp. Me, I gotta be quiet. But yeah,
That's all you're getting, bro.
Okay, so.
So then how does the book start?
Well, the book starts with how the first day I realized that energy and law of attraction was real. Basically, I used to play football in high school, so I was a junior. I mean, I was a sophomore and JV, right? And I was just like, I wanted to be a kick returner.
Okay.
But they never gave me a chance. They're like, "Oh no, Krez, you're not good. You're not good." And I wasn't good. I was trying to get better. So I would just put on headphones and just listen to music and practice and see myself doing it. I would always see it.
Yeah.
And I knew, for some reason, as a little kid, I was probably like 8 years old, and I would be doing these things. Like I'll sit down and just write and like do it, and make shit happen. So I was doing that for football, and what happens? My senior year becomes starting linebacker, kick return, and it was exactly how I planned it.
Damn.
Like so that's when I knew. Like
yeah.
That's
And what's cool about that is that you didn't acquire your goals immediately, but it did eventually end up happening.
Yeah, ended up happening.
I think the problem with society nowadays, especially in like the social media realm, is we want everything quickly. We want our goals to be accomplished quickly. We want to be the guy or the girl too quickly.
And that's where anxiety and depression strikes.
Amen. Yeah.
Because I was kind of like that as well, too. But then I realized, people are so scared of, like, not being relevant anymore. And, like, oh, if I'm not doing this and being constant, being around here, that, that they're going to fall out.
Yeah.
I learned not to give a fuck. So I kept doing stuff for myself. I kept doing here, there, and then the 88Rising thing came.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was personal for me with South Florida and all that. So I just decided to take a step back and be patient because I wanted it quick. I wanted to get something done quick. So then I took 1 year to plot out my next move. And after that 1 year happened, what happens? I go on tour for 2 years straight
So then after you're touring with Suicide Boys and Puya and Fat Nick and all them, you take a 1 year hiatus just to kind of relax and think about your next move?
Yeah, that happened because, look, I look at the signs that life gives me, Okay. Life is giving me signs everywhere. So I knew that at that moment I had to stop doing what I was doing and focus on myself and not worry about the outside world, but me, plot, all that. So I saw the signs that the world was giving me, like, oh, chill, do this, do that. There's certain things that happens in your life or in a day that could change your, the way of your fuck.
That could change the way that you be thinking.
Yeah, the way you think about stuff. So me taking that 1 year off, like, really helped me out because when I came back into the game, I was more powerful than I was.
Yeah.
Because I came back, I had this idea, wrote it down, executed it correctly, and then when it all came together, I was more powerful. Not more powerful, but I was more, like, legit. I had everything right. Plus, I was going through a lot of addiction issues and shit like that. So that's why I had to take that year off. And I was taking everything personal because, I managed Ski, Pump, Perp, Puya, Fat Nick, Suicide Boys. I managed a lot of them. And then they all started getting signed, and I started feeling some type of way because I wanted it fast. And it was personal.
Yeah.
Because those are my friends, my family. And I took a step back and then saw it. And then I started getting happy for everybody. Like, it's amazing to see your friends win. But then I was, like, kind of black sheeped on this side.
I get you.
I felt like the labels were like, okay, like, because I was doing the meetings with every label, and then the labels just came and did secret meetings with all the artists.
Got you.
And kind of, like, took them away.
See, it sounded like the labels were trying to basically boot you.
Oh, they definitely tried doing that. And they did. No, They did for the fact that they fucked my head, like my mentality, the way I was thinking. I was depressed and all that.
Fuck.
But then I sobered up, came back harder, and now all these labels are hitting me up because they're like, this doesn't work without you in it.
Yeah, and then they realize it, just not until after the fact.
Yeah, but I'm good because I'm 88Rising, baby.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to you.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a long journey.
So, speaking of 88Rising, and I want to say 88Rising is one of my favorite labels, right next to Dreamville.
Yeah.
And, go ahead.
No, go.
So, because for me, being Filipino-American, it's amazing to see Asians across the globe come together and have something as effective as, like, the 88Rising Festival, which I attended last year. And it wasn't until after that festival I got this overwhelming presence around me saying everything that I'm personally doing is for the Asians and, like, Asian Americans, like, in this culture, because in a sense we are underrepresented in the hip hop culture.
Yes.
Hip hop being, black culture, obviously. So with that being said, how does somebody like yourself link with the biggest Asian hip-hop and R&B platform in the world?
Well, when I first started with them, it was like 3 years ago.
Okay.
So they were just a platform for content. So crazy story, we were in South by Southwest. I was managing Pump and Perp at that time, and Ski. And then I get there and I see Perp is like giving them issues because of the music, and he wanted to do one song. It was at the Pink Party, some Chicago.
Okay.
And then as soon as I got there, I walked in and I told Perp, I'm like, yo, stop being an asshole to them. I love you, Perp. Stop being an asshole. We can't do that song. We got to do this one. And then everybody just like stood there and just saw how I did it. And they already knew who I was. Because, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian was a big fan of Buffet Boys.
Ah, okay.
So when that happened, Anders, which is one of the, like...
And shout out to Anders, man.
Yeah. Anders is like, bro, I love
Anders is the guy.
So Anders put me aside and he's like, Krez, like, I know about you. I know what you can do. I know what you're capable of. So I want to meet up with you and explain to you, like, what we're doing, and I want to see what you could bring to the table. Like, because they didn't want it just to be an all-Asian thing.
Yeah.
It
Well, I mean, they have August 08.
Yeah,
on the
that's
label. Yeah.
Yeah, and that I love August. So, yeah, no, that happened, and so we had a meeting, and I was just shooting them ideas and what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be, and from there, they're like, yeah, you're going to definitely be a part of this, help us out. I grinded with them. So, for those 3 years, I was actually there from the beginning as well.
Damn.
So, I was helping them out with whatever they needed. They needed a verse, I'll call Perp. Yo, they need you in a verse. Boom, deal breaker. Deal maker. Anything. Ski made that happen. I brought out Suicide Boys for a festival for Brian as a surprise.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy.
It's certain things like that, And it's just like...
it's crazy now because... Okay, let me ask you this. How much input did you have on the 88Rising compilation album, Head in the Clouds?
Like,
were you linking together? Because like once I seen the track list, I was like, oh, Blockboy JB's on here. I think who else was on? There was just like so many people on here, and I was like, how did that connection happen? Did you help with that?
Yeah, I helped out.
My guy.
Yeah, a bunch of it. That was a crazy summer last year. It was a crazy summer because we rented out a whole studio for like 2 months.
Yeah.
So I had my studio. Joji was there. Higher Brothers, Brian. We were all filming.
Yeah.
I mean, not filming. We were recording a new album. So I just walk into every studio room. I would listen to the tracks that they were showing me, especially Joji, and help him out. Like, oh no, this is not that good. You should do it all over again. Make it better. So
which songs did you and Joji have to like refine?
Damn, there's a lot.
There's a lot of songs.
It's a lot of songs. I believe there's that Trippy Red one.
Okay.
No, that's for his album. I don't know. There's just so much.
There's a lot, bro. There's a lot.
Just knows a lot. It's a lot. So, Yeah, man, I'm just stepping into that category and like trying to get shit done, A&Ring a bunch of stuff. And yeah, the next album's coming out too.
Yeah.
It's lit. And shout out to 88 because I went around the world because of them. Like,
damn, yeah, because
we've toured the whole world.
How was that for you?
It was amazing. It's amazing because, you know, let me say something else. When I quit DJing for the underground, it was the craziest risk I've ever done, because I thought at one point when I was depressed, I thought I was never gonna be relevant again.
Yeah.
Or be back in the scene again. So, but I wanted to do me. I wanted to be Don Krez, like, as a DJ. And then when that happened, a year later, I started DJing for Brian, and we started going around the world touring. 2 years later, I'm still on tour, and you know, we are where we're at right now. By the way, 88Rising is such a handful label. You would think it's a lot of people, but it isn't. It's a very small family. That's why it works. That's how it works. Because when you have these big labels come through, it's just so much people that you don't know doing stuff so corporate and all that. But we're family. We go eat together. Everybody goes to eat together.
Well, I mean, I think it goes back to the point where if you're a label like 88Rising, right? I think you guys aren't trying to... You guys are growing fast enough. You guys aren't running to the point where you're eventually going to trip.
Yeah, no, because everything is patience. Everything is... How we work is... We plan it out. Like I said, we write it down. Even if it takes a year, we plot it. We plot it, and then Sean and the whole team execute it well. Some labels just want to throw money, go do an album, come back.
Yeah.
No. They're actually hands-on. Whoever, every artist, let's say Brian's doing recording an album, hands-on. They're there every day making sure everything's perfect. You know, like, it's just amazing to be a part of that family, because I'm not Asian, I'm Hispanic, but to see that culture actually come, and coming from South Florida and seeing Higher Brothers and how Brian and everybody are inspired by us, and then being with them too, like, it's just...
It sounds like a win-win situation for all of you, man.
Yeah, the feeling is amazing. It's great. Yeah, and anything's possible, bro. Like I said, law of attraction. Just think about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, who would have thought, like, a kid from South Florida would be touring the world where...
Yeah.
I mean, you're in front of, like, so many Asian people.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. No, but it's crazy. Obviously, only in Asia there's a bunch of Asian people, but in America and Europe, it's not a bunch of Asians. It's just all demographics. So everybody's loving the music, and that's the best part about it.
So let me ask you this: considering you're working with 88Rising, which is obviously like the huge Asian label, if I were to label it that way, right? Did you as being Latino, would you ever consider doing something synonymous to that? Like putting on for like a whole bunch of like people in the Latin community for hip hop? Because that's also an underrepresented factor in hip hop as well.
I am actually working on something like that right now. Like, I have 3 new artists that are Spanish artists.
Who are they, bro?
Yeah. Andre the Tipper, he's one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
He's really gonna... Yeah.
Finna write these names down, man.
But the thing is, I never try to put it like, oh, just for my people or anything like that, because I find talent everywhere. So it's like, yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. Like, I would love to just put on, it's cool to put on for the Latino, you know, race and all that, whatever the fuck. But I would rather, put on for people that are talented and stuff like that. I'm not just looking for one type of people, like one type of music. I'm looking for everything. So
then, is that under your own label?
Yeah, I actually have a label called Society Creates.
Okay.
So I have a couple artists in there too. Partnering up with LA Reid.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm doing that, and this year I'm actually just doing my solo stuff right now. I'm releasing 2. I got a song with Joji and Smokepurpp. So that one's gonna be big.
Are you actually on the record, or did you just A&R it?
I A&R'd it.
That's what's up, man.
No, I don't rap. I don't do shit.
Hey, look, bro, I'm about to say, you could probably throw, like, your little DJ Khaled voice on there one time.
That's what I'm doing, actually.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, no, but basically, yeah, I'm just going for the DJ side. I'm going to A&R it. It's been a year since we've been trying to get that song done.
Wow. What's been causing the delay?
Just me, because I'm not working. I've been only focused on that one song for 1 year. Because it's a big track.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like I said, I'm patient. I don't got to drop anything. I'm a DJ, focus on the single, and then move on to the next one, and then announce an album.
Mm-hmm.
Artists nowadays get signed, automatically need to do an album, which I think is not the formula.
Yeah.
That's definitely not it. They got to focus on three is my favorite number. 3 big singles, get them hyped up, and then announce the album. Instead of just going straight forward to the album.
Shout out to Tyga. I think Tyga kind of used that formula.
Yeah.
He had Taste, then he had Dip, and then he had...
He
basically had like 3 singles, and then his album gets announced.
He had one with YG, I think.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it.
I mean, Tyga's just been killing it.
Tyga.
But I totally understand that formula because especially, you know, me working with a whole bunch of smaller artists, they're working on like... oh, I need to get this EP out. I need to get this album out. It's like, but no one knows you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? No, like, if people aren't going to stick around for one 3-minute song, what makes you think they're going to stick around for
the whole thing?
A 30-minute, 10-track album?
Exactly. So my advice to everybody out there is every artist or rapper, whatever, focus on a single that's going to get people to get people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you focus on that one single, put all your energy into that, and you execute it, you write down a plan for it. Go to every school if you want. Promote yourself. Go online, you know, hit people up, link up with producers, you know, Instagram. Hit up everybody, you know. All these people that are trying to come up, the new artists, you got Instagram. Hit up a producer. Be like, look, I want to work. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Well, because what ends up happening, and I'm happy that we're talking about this, is that an artist will just be working. They try to do everything themselves, right? So they'll be the artist, the engineer, the producer, whatever. Then maybe a producer comes in, and then, you know, there's like that collaboration between them. But that audience between you two can only go so far. I think artists think the second I drop something, it's either going to be hot shit or not. But then I've seen situations in which an artist has a song that they think is really good. They hit up a shit ton of blogs. They hit up as many radio stations as they can to try to get some placements. And then the song catches on fire. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like that groundwork that a lot of artists don't realize or don't do. Because
they're hoping that they're They're hoping that they're lucky enough to get noticed. But nah, you gotta go do groundwork. You release a single, you go to all your friends and you DM them. You go to Facebook, you get ads, you invest in yourself. Like, you go to the radio station, you go to high schools, middle school, like, you know, just give people a CD or something, you know, so that they could know, oh, this guy's doing something crazy. Save money, because nowadays online you could get PR, you know?
Or you could also be your own PR.
Yeah, like, anything's possible. Like, people just don't do it. How I did it, well, I remember I used to always tell people in high school this. I'm like, I'm not going to wait till somebody calls me to say, I want to book you. Or wait till somebody calls me to say, I want to sign you. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sign myself, and I'm going to book myself, even if 10 people are at the show. I'm going to walk around everywhere, give tickets out, all that, whatever it takes. That's how I did it. Like, I didn't wait for no phone calls, nobody to call me. I made it clear. I flew to LA with I only had probably $1,200, and
you're crazy.
And I was with Simi. Wow. I was with Simi, and I'm like, Simi, yo, we gotta go to. Okay, look, this is how it started. There's a DJ called OK. Do you know who that DJ is? No. Okay. So he was performing.
But DJ OK.
DJ OK, yeah. He was in Miami, and he was performing, so I had to get backstage. So I snuck in backstage. I saw him and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Like, hey, I work with some artists out here. I work with Raider Clan. I work with Young Simi, and then the next thing he says Florida nigga mentality, which is Simi's song.
Ah.
And I'm like, you know Simi? He's like, yeah. And I haven't met at that moment. I only met Simi once. So when I told him that, I lied. I was like, yo, I'm his DJ forever. I've done this and that. I'm like, can we work? He's like, I'm off in LA the next week for 3 days. Let's work. Then I called Simi. I'm like, yo, I know we don't know each other or anything, but I'm going to buy you a ticket. You want to go to LA and link up with this big DJ? And he's like, yeah, let's go. So we went, and that's how it just started happening. Did groundwork there, you feel me? Like, I did lie a little bit about being his DJ. You see, I was like, I'm his DJ engineer.
Hey, man, just stretch the truth just a little bit.
But then I ended up being his DJ and engineer.
Yeah.
So that's how I work, you know. Then I flew out to LA, and I'll just go to all these different shows and everything, and I'll just, let's say, I'll do my research how to be a booking agent or how to be a manager or something. So I had knowledge when I was talking to these people. Like, I'll go up to them, you know, introduce myself, tell them what I do, you know, add a couple of little stuff on top of it.
Yeah.
And then if they were to ask me any questions, I knew it. You know, it's just like, you just gotta know how to act towards different people.
I think to add on to that too, you also just have to educate yourself on the various job formats within the music industry. Because if you know everything, nobody can tell you no, because you will always have an answer for it.
Exactly. So like basically I'll just come in and, you know, walk up to people and be, hey, what's up, man? You know, I'm Krez. I do this and that, and that's how it just started. I met a lot of people like that. So,
man, Don Krez, the mastermind.
You gotta think out of the box, bro. For real.
Speaking of thinking out of the box, man, so Joji is probably one of the most unique artists of our time. So what's it like for you? How much input do you have when he's actually in the studio creating a song like Sanctuary, for example?
Well, when I'm in the studio with him, he always asks me for like my advice and thoughts and certain things to do and stuff like that. But Joji's a full package. Like he knows how to do it. He perfected it. Like he's like, Joji's great. But no, I have a couple inputs. You know, I make sure I tell him this and that. This doesn't sound right or stuff like that. But for him, like he doesn't need that because everything he does just sounds amazing, and I love it.
It makes it so much easier for you as an A&R.
Yeah, and yeah, man, it's I love it. It's nice. It's good to see Joji, because Joji, think about it. Joji has evolved 3 times.
Yeah.
Filthy Frank, Pink Eye, and Joji, and they've all been successful. So his level of like manifesting is insane, and he knows exactly how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He's perfect. He knows it.
Well, it seems like you guys are the perfect marriage in this music industry too.
Well, I love him.
So, Don Krez, what do you have looking forward for 2019, 2020? Can we expect the project to be out soon, or what's the deal?
You could expect a single in a month and 2 singles before August, and then a project, I think probably November, December. It really doesn't matter for me because I'd rather just do singles.
Yeah.
And then when the time comes to do an album, I want to make a fucking timeless album. Something crazy. A&R, everything. I want a band. I want to travel all over the world, make a song in each country, and like, you know, do something crazy like that.
And I'm going to ask you this, and actually I don't even ask anybody this really, but considering you have so many things on your plate, what is your end goal?
My end goal. Whoa. My end goal. I want to have my own empire. I want to have my own record label. And I want to be a billionaire just like Jay-Z. No. But all jokes aside, I just want to be. I don't know. I want to be. I want my advice and my wisdom to to be heard by millions of people, because I feel like what I could tell people and the way I speak and the way I could, directly, like I could not evolve, but I could make myself. I don't know how to explain it. Damn.
It sounds like you want your advice to resonate with people so that it can help them and it can further push society to a more sustainable place.
Yeah. And I have a foundation that I just opened up. It's called Grab a Leash Foundation.
Okay.
It's for kids that suffer from anxiety and depression and all that.
Wow, man.
So basically, it's a nonprofit. Basically, they come, we pick them up in a school bus.
Yeah.
We take them to the shelter. They grab a leash and they grab a dog and walk them.
Wow.
And volunteer, yeah. And they get fun. We take them to a park and all that. And that dog, I have 5 acres in Texas. So right now I'm constructing some stuff for I don't want no more dogs to be euthanized or anything.
Yeah.
So if that dog doesn't get adopted, then I'm taking them over there.
Wow, man. Shout out to you for doing more than just this music shit.
Yeah, I mean, music and life, everything is the same thing. It's the same, like, formula. I love saying formula, but it's the same thing. Music is there. I want to, damn, you cut this when I fucking up. But yeah, no, but music is there. I love all of music, but I had a taste of money. I have a taste of money, and I wasn't happy, I wasn't happy, but then I started helping out people and, being with my family and, donating clothes, sending clothes to Ecuador, buying the acres for the dogs, like, helping out people is way better than anything else. Like,
wow, man.
That's basically what I just want to end up doing. Have a big foundation. Try to get as much kids that can't afford college to school, or, be able to give people jobs, and hope. I want people to have faith and hope and understand that anything is possible, because that's what I'm saying. I want my wisdom to be all over the world, because I feel like I could tell people exactly how I could feel people when they're hurt. I could feel it when they're sad. I could feel it. So I wish, like, that's where I want to get to. Just I hope my advice goes to everybody. My wisdom goes to everybody, so the world could be a better place, bro.
Don Krez, everybody.
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you, bro?
Twitter at @DonKrez_. Wait, that's not how you say it. And Instagram at DonKrez, DonKrez.
This is The Lunch Table, Food for Thought. I'm Nico Blitz, Don Krez, and we are out, everybody.
Yeah.